The Winter's Tale play by William Shakespeare. The story begins in the kingdom of Sicilia, ruled by King Leontes. His best friend since childhood is King Polixenes of Bohemia. They have grown up together, and their bond has always been strong. At the start of the play, Polixenes has been visiting Sicilia for 9 months. He is now eager to return home to Bohemia. Leontes, however, does not want his friend to leave yet. He tries persuading Polixenes to stay a little longer, but Polixenes politely refuses. So Leontes asks his wife, Queen Hermione, to try. Hermione warmly convinces Polixenes to remain in Sicilia for a while longer, and he agrees. This moment, innocent and friendly, sparks something dark inside Leontes. He suddenly becomes consumed by jealousy. He convinces himself that Hermione and Polixenes are having an affair and that the baby Hermione is carrying might not be his own, although there is no real evidence. Leontes' imagination twists everything he sees into proof of betrayal. Leontes begins to treat Hermione coldly. His friend Camillo, a loyal Sicilian courtier, notices the king's strange mood. Leontes finally confesses his suspicion and commands Camillo to poison Polixenes. Camillo, horrified, cannot bring himself to do it. Instead, he warns Polixenes of the danger and helps him escape back to Bohemia. When Leontes discovers that Polixenes has fled with Camillo, his jealousy explodes into rage. He publicly accuses Hermione of being unfaithful and declares that her unborn child is illegitimate. Everyone in the court is shocked. Hermione defends herself bravely, insisting on her innocence. The nobles beg Leontes to reconsider, but he refuses. Hermione gives birth to a baby girl in prison. Her loyal friend Paulina, a strong and outspoken noblewoman, takes the newborn to the king, hoping the sight of the child will soften him. Instead, Leontes grows angrier. He calls the baby a bastard and orders Paulina's husband, Antigonus, to abandon the infant in a wild and distant place. Hermione is brought to trial. Leontes treats the proceedings as if her guilt is already decided, but Hermione remains calm and dignified, proclaiming her innocence. To prove the truth, Leontes has sent messengers to the temple of Apollo at Delphi to ask the god for judgment. The messengers return with the oracle's words. Hermione is innocent. Polixenes is blameless. Camillo is loyal. Leontes is a jealous tyrant. He will have no heir until his lost daughter is found. The whole court rejoices at this divine confirmation, except Leontes. Blinded by pride, he refuses to believe it. But at that moment, terrible news arrives. Leontes' young son, Prince Mamilius, has died from the stress and sorrow of seeing his mother disgraced. This shock breaks Hermione's spirit. She collapses and is carried out of the courtroom. Soon after, word comes that she is dead. Leontes is crushed. His jealousy vanishes, and in its place comes unbearable guilt. He realizes too late what he has done. He has lost his son, his wife, and his newborn daughter. Meanwhile, Antigonus, following Leontes' command, carries the baby girl far away to Bohemia. He places her gently on the ground, leaving gold and a note explaining who she is. Before he can return, he is famously chased away and killed by a wild bear. A shepherd and his son, the clown, soon discover the baby. The shepherd decides to raise her as his own daughter. He names her Perdita. Time passes, 16 years in fact. A personified figure of time steps forward in the play to tell the audience that the baby has grown into a beautiful young woman. Perdita, the lost princess of Sicilia, is now living happily as a shepherd's daughter in Bohemia. She has also caught the heart of Prince Florizel, the son of King Polixenes. Disguised in simple clothes, Florizel often visits her at the shepherd's home. The two young people fall deeply in love. At a lively sheep-shearing festival hosted by the shepherd, Florizel and Perdita appear together. Perdita, dressed like a shepherdess, distributes flowers and charms everyone with her natural grace and beauty. She seems like royalty even in simple clothes. Polixenes, suspicious of his son's behavior, attends the festival in disguise along with Camillo. He watches Florizel openly court Perdita. When Polixenes hears Florizel promise to marry her, he rips off his disguise in fury. He threatens the shepherd family with punishment and orders Florizel never to see Perdita again. The lovers are devastated, but Camillo, remembering his loyalty to both kings, decides to help them. He advises Florizel and Perdita to flee to Sicilia, where Camillo hopes to reconcile with Leontes. In Sicilia, Leontes has spent 16 years mourning Hermione and Mamilius. He is a changed man, full of sorrow and regret. His only comfort comes from Paulina, who constantly reminds him of his sins to ensure he never forgets. When Florizel and Perdita arrive, pretending to be married, Leontes welcomes them kindly. But soon after, Polixenes follows, furious at their escape. A quarrel almost erupts until the truth of Perdita's birth begins to surface. The shepherd produces the tokens left with the baby years ago, proving Perdita is Leontes' lost daughter. Joy replaces sorrow. Leontes embraces Perdita as his child. He asks forgiveness from Polixenes, who is stunned but reconciles. Florizel and Perdita's marriage is now not only accepted but celebrated. Yet one mystery remains. Paulina leads the company to view a newly made statue of Hermione. The statue is breathtakingly lifelike, older than Hermione was 16 years ago. Leontes gazes at it in awe and grief. Then, to everyone's astonishment, the statue begins to move. Hermione is alive. Paulina reveals that she had hidden the queen away for 16 years, waiting for the moment when fate would allow her return. Leontes and Hermione are reunited in tears of joy. The family is whole again. Leontes, Hermione, Perdita, and her future husband Florizel. Even Polixenes and Camillo stand reconciled. Paulina, still grieving her husband Antigonus, is comforted when Leontes suggests she marry the loyal Camillo. The play ends with harmony restored. What began as a tale of jealousy, cruelty, and loss becomes a story of forgiveness, patience, and redemption. Truly, all is healed in the winter's tale. I hope you have enjoyed this video, but please like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.